Okay, I do believe I am live. As we're getting ready to start things here for tonight's very laid back solo Final Fantasy XIV adventure here, because I've been thinking about doing this for a bit, but I'll save it for when I get the proper introductions out of the way. I'm still trying to find a proper balance for like the mic levels and the game audio. The game audio should be just fine, but sometimes I have a habit of not getting close to the mic when I should be. Hey, Miss Bell, how's it going? Thank you very much. You as well, Ian. And Emily, always a pleasure. You as well, Alex. Just here to vibe, talk random things. Yeah, absolutely. That's the entire point. Like, the entire point of this stream series is just like, we're going to just start a new adventure with a new character, because I've been thinking about doing this for a bit. Because, you know, I got the itch to make another alternate character. But I figured, let's just make a live stream series out of it. Like, let me share my adventures with you guys and just chill and relax. You know, so if you really liked the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster stream I did a couple months ago, then I think you might be in for a treat here, because this is primarily just me. Just gonna be me shooting the shit with you guys and playing one of my favorite games of all time. If not my favorite game of all time, because I put so many hours into this. I am close to 10,000 hours in this game as of today. I started in late 2015. Soto, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Much appreciate it. 40 months. Keep up the great work, John. Thank you very much. Lakwi, thank you for the tier 1. Interested to see what class you pick to start with if you're not just spinning a roulette wheel. I'm not spinning a roulette. I already picked the class. I already picked the class. I got the character ready to go. I haven't just hit new game yet. I read the name of the stream as Ramen. No. It's Ramani Momani. Mr. Man, thank you very much for the tier 1 for 57 months. Oh, yeah, an actual excuse for me to see the story of this game. Yeah. We're not going to be skipping cutscenes or anything like that. Can't guarantee that I'll be reading the text, but we will be, like, listening to all the voice cutscenes. Any deep lore I need to be cognizant of? Not really. But I can give, like, some idea behind what's happening on the screen. Actually, what we should be doing. I forget if the game actually starts with if the game starts with a Realm Reborn cutscene. If not, then I'll have to replay the scene. Yeah, we're currently on the loading screen. Give me a second here. Let me switch over to the main feed. Yeah, you guys should be able to see that. Oh wait, guys, can you see the mouse cursor? Yeah, you can. Look at that. Interesting. Why is that the case, you know? Alright, so I think... Alright, so here's what's going to happen. I think what we're going to do is we're going to hit new game with this character. And so what let me see. We're going to hit OK. The big flashlight like Kingdom Hearts. A new adventure begins. And we're in the city of all, and there's a queue. Welp. Let's so let me use that as an excuse to quit to the main game. Let's go to movies and titles, and let's begin proper with the Realm Reborn demo and title to really start off our adventure proper. This game is fantastic, dude. Like the queue is sometimes so large that imagine you're a new player and you're getting ready to have your character all good to go. You spent hours, maybe months, thinking of a character name because you want to make sure it's your own character name. You don't want to use the randomizer because you're a coward if you do. You finally got everything good to go. You hit start, bright Kingdom Hearts flash, starting a new game, and you immediately warp back. It's like, fuck, actually, we're full. You're going to have to come back a couple of minutes later. So, this is a new stream series that I've been thinking about doing for quite some time because I love Final Fantasy XIV. I have been playing this game feverishly since October of 2015. For full context, in case you don't know the story, I've shared it a million times, but if you're new here, it was summer of 2015. I think it was summer 2015, close to fall. Brain scratch was offered a Final Fantasy XIV sponsorship deal that came with a free PlayStation 4 because they were getting ready. They were promoting Heavensward. That was the new expansion at the time, and they wanted all eyes and ears on the expansion because Realm Reborn was a very successful MMO for Final Fantasy and Square in general. So Brain Scratch was offered the sponsorship deal, and Lewis took it because he wanted the free PlayStation 4. I couldn't blame him. So the deal was you get the PlayStation 4 and Final Fantasy XIV for a bit, talk about the game, make videos on it. And we did just that. We all agreed to make a commentary out of it, like a 2-part commentary, I think it was. And we were all just talking. Lewis was primarily taking charge of that. And I was just bearing witness to everything that I was watching. And we started with this cutscene right here. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of Realm Reborn, but it's also the ending of the original 1.0 version of Final Fantasy XIV, because the Final Fantasy XIV, when it originally came out, I think it was 2010. It wasn't very good. It was actually technically a mess. Like, it looked great. The presentation and everything, the production values were fantastic, but the game itself, you know, the important part was a mess. It ran like shit, and it was really hard to run optimally, if that was even possible. So it bombed. It was critically panned like you wouldn't believe, and it was decided that, okay, let's go back to the drawing board and see what we can do to fix this. And what they did to signify this was that having the red moon, this is Dalamud right here, rupture, and because everyone thinks it was just like a fallen moon that was going to crash into the land, but little did we know that there was something inside Dalamud, and that is the Elder Primal Bahamut. And no, this ain't your fucking grandfather's Bahamut. This is a really fucking pissed Bahamut who has been trapped in that moon, I think, for thousands of years, if not 1,000 years. And needless to say, he's very angry, so he's going to take his rage out on everyone around him. And this was Square's justification or excuse for wiping the slate clean, basically, because Bahamut just fucking lays waste to a lot of things around him and pretty much causes the 7th Umbral Calamity. And what's happening here, basically, is that everything's gonna shit. We gotta get the hell out of here. It's fucking apocalypse, dude. We gotta get out of here. And what's going to happen is that one of the great sages of this game is Louis Soir. He's going to take our characters and fling them 5 years into the future, and that's where A Realm Reborn begins proper. And that's where our adventure starts. Now, my new character, in my head canon anyway, is not really that Warrior of Light. I haven't decided if I was going to make them a Warrior of Light just yet. If you hear Nora, by the way, in the background, it's not D&D tonight. She's actually watching that new Weird Al biopic with Daniel Radcliffe, and I hear it's a great time. I'll be watching that later, probably. But I'm starting a new character. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to make him a Warrior of Light just yet. But right now, as of now, this character is getting a head start into the game, and I think canonically, I want to say his venture begins at the end of Endwalker, but we have plenty of time to get there at that point. How's the game sounding, by the way, on your end? Is it coming in a little low? I'm not sure if it's coming in a little low at this point. I don't think I probably want the volume up too high, because this the song might get copyrighted. This is Answers. Game is great. Yeah, it's a tag. Yeah, it's a tag choir, right? All right, I'll fix the volume in a second here then. Actually, let me see here. Like, if perfect is 100, game is at 98. Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably fucking. Let me see here. You guys saw that? Yeah, you guys probably saw that. Oh, that's right. 'Cause I'm doing a desktop capture, aren't I? All right. Well, I'll fix the volume in a second here. Yeah, but when we were doing the sponsor video, right, and we were watching this full cutscene, I was enamored by what I was seeing here. Like, I was so fascinated by what I was watching as like this FMV, because I saw like this Great War, I saw Bahamut, I saw all the Magitech stuff. I'm a big Final Fantasy VI fan, and it just fucking tickled my fancy like you wouldn't believe. And then Lewis gives me the context of the opening. I'm here to say I'm suing my job for falsity. He gives me a drug and, to take a drug test, but jokes on them. The test was negative. I had pictures and calling a lawyer and suing them. Which next lawsuit whenever I get back, my lawyer gets their cut. Okay, cool. Then best of luck. Yeah, but you know when you ever have a game where you're just looking at it and it's like, I want to try this for myself. Because I want to stress that when I first saw Final Fantasy XIV in action, Realm Reborn specifically, not 1.0, because I didn't really care because it's MMO. I wasn't an MMO guy. You just look at a game and realize, I want to try this out. I have baggage as a Final Fantasy fan already. I was well already a Final Fantasy fan when 14 Realm Reborn was a thing and Heaven's Sword was making the rounds, you know, 20 plus years at that point. But there was just everything about the mood and vibe I was getting from 14 of Realm Reborn was like, this looks something that I would enjoy. And it was surprising that I was thinking that, because I knew it was an MMO. And I've never ever considered playing an MMO, because when I think MMO, I think World of Warcraft. And I tried giving World of Warcraft a shot back in the mid 2000s, because that was when like the game really exploded. I think that's when the game started, actually. But you know, it was two things. One, I didn't have the income as a broke high schooler going into college to afford the monthly subscription, and two, the user interface, like the overwhelming amount of things that you saw on the screen that you can customize to your heart's content, just like, oh, that looks like a mess. I wasn't ready for it, because, you know, back my idea of playing games back then was just, you know, simple jumping from platforms or loading up guns and shooting zombies, or, you know, standard Final Fantasy tradition where everything's like menu based and I can just select commands at my leisure, where MMOs are very much real time. And I just no, I don't think I was very interested in it. But that feeling just completely left me when I saw the beginning of Final Fantasy XIV and Realm Reborn. So afterwards, after we did the Brain Scratch video, I was offered the same sponsorship opportunity for this game when Heaven's Sword was coming out. I didn't get a free PS4. I told them I didn't need it because I already had one, although looking back, I should have taken it so I could resell it. But they offered the same deal. And I said, could we be interested in talking about Heaven's Sword for a second? It's like, yeah, you know what? Because I was thinking of playing the game anyway. So I played the game for about 20 hours, and that is when I made that podcast review that is still up on the main channel, and it's laughably outdated. But that is when I played the fuck out of this game for the first time, and then I enjoyed my time so much with my time to make for the podcast video that after that video went live, and maybe about a couple weeks later, I started again. And I made a new character, and that's Joan. Like that's the Lalafell green hair girl that you see every once in a while on my Twitter feed and hear every once in a while. I made Joan, and the rest is history. I've been playing this game feverishly ever since for over it's 7 years at this point. I've been playing this game for 7 years, and I do not regret any single second of it. I absolutely love this game to death. So I'm thinking starting tonight, we're going to be starting a very laid back Final Fantasy XIV live stream series where I start from the beginning and we work our way to whatever the current patch is. We're in this for the long run, and these streams are not only very laid back, they're also going to be very sporadic. I can tell you right now, I don't have a set schedule for this. I'm going to do these whenever I fucking feel like. I'll try my best to give you guys an update or a heads up when I'm going to be live streaming this list, but this is just whenever I fucking feel like it. I am not going to dedicate a schedule to this. It's just whenever I feel like. We already saw this cutscene though, so we're just going to skip ahead like that. Let me adjust the volume real quick on this. I think unfortunately I have to fucking alt tab because it's borderless full screen. Give me a second. Look at this, man. We already started the stream and we're already going into fucking break time, my guys. And it's like, fuck, man. Shit. Let me turn the game up just a little bit. I thought I had the volume mixers things ready to go. Apparently I don't. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? I could just hit the volume. I could hit the Windows key. There we go. There we go. Let me turn that up a bit here. I wonder why it came in that low. I'm very curious about that. There we go. That should be coming out a little better now. Yeah, that sounds much better. All right, let me switch back to the main feed. All right, are we ready to go then? Our new Final Fantasy XIV adventure. So this is the new character I decided to make for our adventure. This is Romani Momani, and the only sort of lore I have for this character so far is that this Lalafell actually hails from the Southern Seas. That is where the Lalafell originated from before they migrated to Eorzea. Moons ago, and that's the only thing I can go with right now. We will be working on our lore and character development as we continue playing the game. I do know for a fact that this is after Endwalker. This is after my main character's adventure in Endwalker, and we're just going to be slowly building our way towards getting there. So technically his story doesn't start until we finish Endwalker's main scenario, but that's not for a while. But we have plenty of time to get this character developed in the meantime. Just for clarity's sake, Naomi Gambiani, this is the character I made for the original Final Fantasy XIV podcast video. I never deleted her because I have sentimental value with this character. This is technically the first character I ever made for Final Fantasy XIV that's just going to be staying there for the remainder of time. Joan is my main character. This is the one I've been playing feverishly with. Valerie is my female Rogadin alt that I also play from time to time. This is canonically this character's mother. We could work on the details on that later or never, I don't know. And so if you ever see a Joan Betancourt or a Valerie Betancourt, that is me. Well, if you ever see me around, if you need help for a roulette or anything like that, don't hesitate to ask me for help. I'm always willing to help those in need, but I'm not very proactive. You have to ask me for help if I'm going to help you. You're your own mom. Is Romani Joan's nobody since we're playing her adventures in a way? No, I think this is like, yeah, because you can, in a way, because of like everyone has their own proper headcanon and stuff like that. Technically, everything up until the end of Endwalker is non-canon because I have to get this character to there if their story technically begins there. But, you know, that's just something we're just going to have to ignore for a bit. So, in the meantime, Romani Momani is going to be like standard Warrior of Light fare. Does this character's canon involve doing the binding coil of Bahamut's sink? No, I don't think so. This is Joan Silver the Hedgehog. I'm not entirely sure what I want Romani's relationship with Joan to be specific yet. I have ideas, nothing like romantic, very platonic. Like I do want these two to meet and become buddy-buddy, but how buddy-buddy is something we're gonna have to work on later, like way later. But anyway, our adventure begins. And as everyone's new adventure begins, you're warped to the ethereal sea and you start hearing voices in your head. You are the protagonist, I swear to Christ, guys. This is usually how psychopaths begin their journey, when they start hearing voices in their head. John comes up with the backstory and I just go, you are my character, I play as you. I mean, we might as well be doing that as well, Dylan. Because usually backstory and all that sort of shit is something you build upon as you're playing the game. You know, when I started playing Joan in the beginning, for like the first couple of years, she was just my 14 avatar, you know. But as you keep playing, as you grow more attached to your creations, that's when you start getting all fanficky, you know. It's like, I want to like start establishing what the character is in this sort of world and what the character really means to you. And that to me is like a really fun part of making a character in Final Fantasy XIV. It's like making this character your own. Alright, since I'm going pugilist, I'm wearing this obnoxiously yellow banana monk outfit because this is what the monk's artifact armor looks like at level 50. We will likely, I don't know, maybe wear this? I don't know. It depends. I might already go to the monk station and wear a new set of armor, but our starting class for Romani is going to be pugilist. Pugilist is pretty much like a punchy punch DPS class. They eventually upgrade to monk at level 30, which we'll be doing ASAP mandatory. So please remind me to do that. No, I don't need to remind me that. I'm fine. I love this game. So our adventure begins, and your starting city depends on the class that you chose, and Pugilist is stationed in Ul'dah. That is the golden city in the sands. It's very rich, has a wealthy commerce and all that sort of thing. So our starting city is going to be Ul'dah. Yeah, you're finally awake. I should have fucking modded the game to load up that was Skyrim, right? It was easier for me to make headcanon for my Warrior of Light because she was based on a Sonic fan character that I still own. Hey, I mean, shit, that's how this shit begins, dude. Technically, like, assets of of Joan are elements of characters that I've well established years ago in different fan fictions that I created during my time in high school and college. But you know, any idea that you don't fully flesh out, you don't fully forget those ideas. You just put them away and you repurpose them for later. And I want to say Jaune is about 50% of those unused ideas that, or underutilized ideas that I had for different characters when I used to write stories and make comic books back in my younger days. But you know, that's half of the fun. I admit I came up with the backstory of my warrior light after doing the Dark Knight quest. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes you gotta wait for the perfect catalyst. And honest to God, like the only reason, the main catalyst for me starting Romani here was because we were promised at one point that we were gonna go to the Southern Seas. I can't spoil where I learned that from, but we were promised that at some point we are going to travel to the Southern Seas. That's the origin point of the Lalafels. And I figured, okay, if I'm gonna do that, then I want to make a new character who originates from there and wants to migrate to Eorzea and start a whole new set of adventures post Endwalker. But we got to get to post Endwalker first with this character. And considering Endwalker is fucking Heaven Sword, Stormbow, Shadowbringers, that's 4 expansions in, we are in this for the long run. Actually, let me set up auto scrolls so that I don't have to keep clicking the buttons. Because if you don't, by default, you have to manually click the text box to get them to advance. But if you hit Shift and Space, you can get them to auto scroll for you so that you don't have to worry about interacting with the game as I'm talking to you guys. You know, imagine a continent full of Lalafels. I think the Southern Seas is 14's equivalent to Hawaii, believe it or not, because it's described as a set of islands that are just like merged together. Not merged together, but like they're all close to each other. And if you look at, there is some glamour items in this game that's called like the Southern Seas like shirts or pants, and they're very Hawaiian inspired. So I'm thinking the Southern Seas in 14's case is the closest thing we're going to get to Hawaii in this game. An archipelago. Thank you very much, Rick. I appreciate that. I don't know why the hell I was blanking on that. John, you literally just described Japan. But I can't, it's not Japan though, Jason, because Japan in this game is Kugane. Where's Cloud? He's a Final Fantasy. No, you're talking about John Final Fantasy. And we're not going to run into John Final Fantasy until way later in Shadowbringers, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, Kugane and Sumidoma. That is that's Japan land. Is that blue hair or is it just a shading just weird? No, it's blue hair, Jason. It's absolutely deeper. All right, so we get our first choice here. Why did I become an adventurer? When I first played this game as Jaune, I chose to amass a fortune because my character was a blacksmith in training. So in this one, my character, so the only thing I really have in my head right now is that Romani is very laid back and carefree and cheerful. So I want to say, actually none of these choices fit that sort of mindset now that I think about it, because fucking Romani doesn't care about glory, doesn't care about power or massive fortune. I'm just gonna go with ellipses. Got really nothing to say right now. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, don't really know. I'm here to kick ass. Blue hair pronouns, what the fuck? Paying that bitch, they're after the One Piece. Not entirely sure if the One Piece is real. Now, this guy named Brent here, I think he's a line of like, I think he's a set of triplets, because no matter your starting city, you're always beginning in like some sort of caravan or like or a ship, and you're always greeted by a dude that looks like this. And I think he's like a line of like a triplet, like a set of brothers. Is this my first trip to Old Da? Canonically, in-game Romani, yeah, it is his first time. So I'm going to hit yes for this one. This is probably just to justify going into a tutorial or some other shit. I just want to say thanks for getting me into Final Fantasy XIV all those years. You may not remember me, but I was part of the now defunct BSEFC as Suzume was there. Suzume, I do remember you. Yeah. Oh, hey, glad to see you again. I hope everything's been going fine with you. Yeah, the Brain Scratch Free Company, that was a thing for a while. Oh, Lord. So when we first played this game, and as I was finally getting the feel for it and getting an idea how the game really works outside of the sponsored content, we made the Brain Scratch Free Company because I was posting all of my 14 stuff on Brain Scratch. And we made a free company, and we, like, I think at our highest point, we had about 300 plus members. Most of them, some call me Johnny fans, and that's not the worst thing in the world, but the problem is that when you got a bunch of Some Call Me Johnny fans in a Free Company, they assume that all the Free Company members are Some Call Me Johnny fans, and like half of the conversation are Some Call Me Johnny references, and after a point it got pretty fucking obnoxious. And then got some drama here and there, and it was just a mess, and I really don't feel like getting into it. Either way, we kind of just made it defunct, and we just went all our separate ways, and now I'm very much laid back and free for where I want to go. Anyway, take it away, narrator. Old this is a very rich city. You wouldn't know that by looking at it, though. It's very brown.
Even with the coming of the 7th Umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin
fucking chocobo carriage, man. Looks like a set of testicles.
Maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be. The present proffers a brave soul.
Edith, don't make me ban you. Your Honor, League of Legends.
Beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
Oh man, fuck! We have to listen to 2.0 voice acting, because the voice acting would see a major overhaul starting in Heavensward. So I don't know who exactly was the hiring process for like 2.0. I'm not saying like the voice acting is terrible for a Realm Reborn up until the beginning of Heavensward, but it is definitely what's the word? I would say awkward, I think is probably the way of putting it, because some folks here, I don't think they understood what kind of dialect or accent they should have been going for the land of Eorzea, and then some.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all.
Burn, burn, burn.
By fire are we reborn.
A Realm Reborn Alphino, his voice is so bad. Nah, man, I think the worst is probably not the worst. Like, again, I don't want to be too harsh, because it's not. Again, the voice acting is not terrible. It's just weird, strange. I'm actually not a fan of Raban in 2.0, which is, I know that's weird to say, because Raban in 2.0 is, I think, was Jason Miller, who Jason Miller, who's known for singing fucking Rules of Nature. He sings a couple of songs in this game, some that you might be very familiar with, and it's just really fucking weird. Oh man, God, the fucking default Lalafell walk, man, I hate it. No, because it's not the default. See, look, I wish this walk right here was actually the default Lalafell walk, because this one doesn't look nearly as fucking awkward. I'm gonna show you the default Lalafell walk after this cutscene is over, but it sure as shit ain't this right here. Look, I know the frame rate and all, but the timing with the walk, yeah. And so yeah, how is the stream showing up on you guys? And is it stuttering or anything like that? I just want to make sure that it's not stuttering too bad. Yeah, is my GPU dying? Oh, so man, my stream is it was stuttering like that, wasn't it? Yeah, it's stuttering a bit. Yeah, why is it doing that? Why is the game doing that? All right, we might have to reset for a second, because I don't want that to happen. Yeah, fucking my GPU. Holy fuck, my GPU is at 98%. Why is it doing that? No, that's not Twitch shit in the bed. My GPU usage is at 92%. What the fuck is running? What the fuck? Okay, hold on a second. All right, hold on. Time out. We got to see what's happening here. Feed it more. Yeah, fucking something is happening. God damn. Give me a second here. I wonder what's causing that. Do you have? No, I don't. I thought it was the room, or the moon. And let me see. Got that default background on. Let me see. Discord is a thing. Yeah, that's so fucking weird, dude. 14 never spikes my computer that high. Is 2.0 content just unoptimized? No, because I streamed plenty of times with 2.0 stuff. I doubt it that, because it's still the same game, Jason. It's just I wonder if it has something to do with my desktop capture, because the only thing that I'm doing different for this stream is doing a desktop capture and not doing a game capture, because for some reason it wasn't reading the game capture. I might have to fucking... reset the client, because that's the only thing that I can think that's happening. I've never seen it spike that high. For 14? Like, I know you can't. You gotta be bullshitting me here. Yeah, game capture's just not working. That's so weird. All right, I'm gonna have to reset the client here for a second. This is a fucking fantastic start to the game, isn't it? I'm gonna have to combine both of these VODs now in post. All right, give me just a couple of minutes. Yo, I love when fucking computers do some dumb shit, dude. Was it the showing the game itself taking up your GPU? Like, let's fucking... I'm gonna do a Control-Alt-Delete real quick before I decide to go offline. Just to open up Task Manager. And I want to see what the fuck is taking up all that GPU. No, it's not. No, it's not that. Do I have any other programs running in the background? I'm pretty sure I turned up all... Yeah, all my things are off. Okay, I'm just gonna stop for a second. I'll be right back.